yourself up with a new home, and payments are cheap.
You got it. And now let's chat a little bit about office romances, shall we? A big work relationship study recently revealed that last year, 96% of managers said it was okay to date a coworker. In fact, 1 out of every 3 of them admitted they'd done it themselves.
How about that? Apparently, though, HR people feel a little bit differently. 8 out of 10 HR directors said workplace romances are dangerous because they could lead to conflict at the office. Is the workplace the new Match.com? What are the do's and don'ts? Amanda Goralski is the president of a career consulting company and founder of the online magazine BizMe.biz. Nice to have you back.
Hi, ladies.
Love it. Good stuff.
Happy almost Valentine's Day. Office romance. Perfect.
Perfect topic. I agree. Do you think the workplace is the new Match.com? Is that kind of what people are saying?
You know, you can really go either way on this. You know, like we saw, managers are saying it's okay. HR people are saying absolutely not, don't go there. But I do think people are looking at the office as great. You know, we spend so much time together. We're 90% here at work. Why not? I'm single. I'm working with other young people. Let's go for it. But, you know, again, you can go really either way. It can get you into trouble, but it can also...
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I had one of my old jobs, a couple that were a friend of mine. They both worked together, ended up meeting, dating, and getting married. So it kind of all evolved within this small family-owned business, which was great. But I would assume there's a lot of do's and don'ts, things that you should keep in mind to make sure that it's okay, right? What are some of the do's and don'ts?
Well, just like with any relationship, you are super excited when you start that. And you're text messaging and you're emailing all day. But what happens when that person actually works with you? You know, you still need to be productive throughout your day. You know, you don't want the entire office knowing, okay, I'm just starting this relationship with this new person and I cannot not live a minute without them. So, you know, making sure that you're still understanding, okay, I am in a professional setting. And yes, we might be able to text message, but if people are catching on and we're in the cube next to each other and we're constantly on our cell phones, I mean, that's kind of a red flag that it's like, are you going to be able to actually be mature about this and continue to work? Or is this something that's going to affect?
Flirting like little school kids.
Yeah,
exactly.
Probably good to keep some of the communication, whether it's texting or by email or on the phone or in our office, to a minimum, I would think.
Oh, well, very much so. And just like with any work email, I mean, all of that, no matter if you delete it or you purge it or anything, people can still find that. So definitely keep email to a strict minimum at work.
What do you think about doing your homework kind of, and checking, because some companies, I would think their human resources departments might have policies about
absolutely.
Inter-office dating.
You definitely need to know what you're getting into before you get into it. So if there is a little, you know, cubicle honey that you're like, I just really want to get to know, make sure that you are going through your company policy, or sit down with a trusted person that you know in HR and say, you know what, you know, I'm kind of having feelings for someone that I work with. What is the policy? What are some of the repercussions if it doesn't go well? You know, knowing what you're getting into ahead of time is definitely key.
How about PDA in the office? Because I've got a friend right now who's dating someone. Well, it's kind of under wraps. They're keeping it secret in a corporate workplace, but they set up meetings in workrooms so they can go in there and sit and talk and flirt throughout the day, even when they don't have meetings. I mean, you know, they're trying to keep their PDA on the DL. You know what I'm saying? So they schedule a meeting room.
Do they actually schedule a meeting in the office? Okay. I would strongly suggest not doing that. I mean, that would be my assumption.
Not a good idea.
However, I mean, everybody has a lunch period. If you really want to see them throughout the day, I would suggest, you know, maybe one person go out the back door, one person go out the front door, and you meet at a restaurant. Or if you've got a longer lunch period and you want to go home. But I mean, I would for sure not do it in the office, especially if you're trying to keep it quiet.
Right. What about the fact that there's so many more women in the office these days? Because that's one of the things I was reading, is that 76% of women between 25 and 34 are in the workforce. That's so much more than it used to be. And so I think that's one of the things that has changed over the years. Maybe people are just more comfortable doing it, but also there are more women in the workforce.
There's a lot more possibilities.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, there is definitely a shift. And like I said, I mean, 90% of what we do is at work. You know, and these are people that you share a lot in common. You know the frustrations, you know the challenges, but you also know, like, you know, the glories with people. And it's hard not to make those personal connections. But again, there's so many things that can go wrong. I mean, just like anything else, separating personal from professional is hard. So if you're living with someone and you work with someone and you have a fight over your cereal that morning, you know, can you really go to work and not discuss it with anyone? I mean, all of us like to go to work and say, guess what my boyfriend did this weekend? Or oh, I can't stand him right now, I'm gonna kill him, or something like that. But it's like, now who do you have to talk to? Because you can't talk to a coworker about someone that they work with, because now they're thinking, oh, I don't like him, or I don't want to work with her anymore because I know what their relationship is like, and it's a total nightmare.
So very risky. What about what if it's your boss? What do you do then if either you have interest in your boss shows interest in you? Is that okay?
That's a really sticky situation. And what I always like to tell people is that if you do engage in a relationship like that, where he is your immediate boss, it isn't going to end well. It just won't, because someone's going to have to quit or move. So if there is a spark starting there, I would see if there's a way that someone could transfer to another division, so that you're not directly working with them, you're working in the same company, but he isn't your immediate boss, because then office favoritism and all of that goes into play, and it's hard for other coworkers to accept, okay, they can separate their relationship, and he really likes me and thinks I do a better job, or she does. And
well, yeah, it's like if good things happen to you at work, people are going to think, is it because you have this relationship with your boss, rather than it's on merit. And some websites I looked at recommend, if you do get married or consider engagement, that one of you should find a different place to work.
Absolutely, because then there's just so much resentment in the office from all levels. You know, resentment for the boss, resentment for the person engaged in the relationship, you know, what people think that they're getting that other people aren't getting, and really it just creates, you know, not the work environment that people really want to be in.
Great fun topic before Valentine's Day. This was interesting. I know you also have a runway show coming up. It's a career runway show for Biz Style. April 17th is from 6 to 9 at the Astor Hotel. If you want to find out more about that or follow Amanda, here's her website. It's bizme.biz. She is the Biz Gals career coach. Thanks for being here, Amanda.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Have you.
So fun. And up next, romance of another kind.
If you haven't heard of the poison tree, you will. Relationships, sex,